Both of the Chicago baseball teams playing big series the last couple days. For the White Sox, it's not as big a series. It is just a division rival and one that they had been losing to quite a bit. Now they're 4-2 on the year. I think they went 3-10 against them last season. So it's good to see them get more wins against the team than they had all of last season, and hopefully that continues tonight. And the Cubs, of course, in Atlanta, playing a Braves team that has the best record in baseball, and the Cubs with another tough one, failing to get enough run support for Shota Imanaga, who pitched his rear end off.
So the Cubs have lost 4 in a row. We all know that.
Yes.
We've all living through that. It's all been a little bit of a surprise because they won 10 for the second time this season. And it wasn't that long ago, Saturday, they were the best team in baseball. That was a great day. But now they're still in first place. They're still 2.5 games above the Brewers,
right,
who are getting hot again. But, yeah, all right, it's a little bit of an offensive crisis, conundrum. We can be flummoxed, whatever the case is, however you want to describe it. Yes, the Cubs are struggling. The White Sox, are not. The White Sox, if the season ended today, would be in the postseason, believe it or not.
How crazy is that?
Mully, they are 21-21, and we know, as we said earlier, the last time they were this good this late in the season was on the last day of the 2022 season. I read through that lineup. It was good for amusement. The thing that was funny is that Davis Martin was on the mound on the last day of 2022.
Hard to believe.
Now he's the ace.
Yeah.
But you gave me a homework assignment during the break, and this is what's interesting.
I love it. Here it comes.
The White Sox are now 21-21. Last year, when they won their 21st game, it was June 6th. They were 21-43. Wow. 20 and a half games out already on June 5th. The season was over, essentially, before it began. And after that, it was just a slog, and the reality of development outweighing winning in terms of a priority. I think we're still there for the White Sox, but it's a closer equation. I think now you look at what does that mean and how will it impact or inform their decisions moving forward when winning becomes a priority again over the development of a prospect that you think could be part of the winning. So,
are we there yet?
I don't know.
Even with a 500 record, do you believe they're there?
I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah.
I still think that they are going to prioritize development over winning. And I think in this context, specifically, Braden Montgomery, I think if maybe they were wanting to win this Cubs series no matter what, wouldn't he be better in right field or center field than any of the other options? Hagen Smith. You could make the argument that the outs that he gets might be better at the major league level than wasting some bullets, as they say. Don't really like that analogy, but you know what I mean. In the minor league level. Kyle Teal. It's only his second game back, but he was 1 for 4, and if he's seeing the ball well, he could give you a boost. Those 3 players specifically, I think their development still is a higher priority in AAA rehab or development than the winning this weekend would be. So I think, that's still a slightly higher priority.
Okay, so when you tell me that 21 wins came with 43 losses a year ago, I think to myself, well, they were a better team in the second half than in the first half of last season. When you're talking about June 5th, they've improved quicker this year than they did last year. Does that mean, looking at last year, that they lost 102 games? Mm-hmm. Do you take that, the 21 wins today on, what is the date, March 12th? What is it?
It's May 14th today.
May 14th.
Today's May 14th.
All right, so you're in near mid-May instead of a week into June. Does that mean if you only lost 102 games, does that mean that the 100 loss thing is is over? Is that gone? 3 years and done?
I don't think. I should be more declarative. I should be like going out on a limb, right? With his sports talk radio. I should declare it profoundly with an exclamation point. But I don't see the White Sox losing 100 games this year.
I don't either, but I think that can you count on the same second half improvement a year ago that you
that's a pertinent question. That's an excellent question. And I think the reason is why I answer yes without hesitation is what I previously just said. Their next wave includes talent that maybe other organizations don't have, or maybe they do have. The good organizations have it.
But
three guys.
Major league talent.
Yes.
You're going to bring in three major league ball players.
At least.
Right, at least.
David Sandlin could also be help.
Okay.
A help for the rotation. He's a guy as a right-hander that you're high on. There might be other guys that we're overlooking right now that could contribute in a way.
You know, there could be kind of reclamation projects. In other words, you know, they are like Jordan Leisure went down to the minor league. Could he improve and come back?
Jonathan Cannon.
If when you actually, Jonathan Cannon is a good example, although I think he has had an injury. I don't know what his status is. I'm curious if indeed Teal comes back up in a week's time, does Cuero go down for a couple of weeks, and does he improve to come back as a better player than he has been?
Those are things that you can hope for. I don't know if you can count on them.
Right.
You also are going to get Austin Hayes back from an injury.
That's true.
He was part of the plan.
Yes, he was.
Maybe Benintendi stays healthy. Maybe Acuna starts to get it. But these are questions that are, as you thumb your way.
Who
are you giving the thumb to?
Benintendi.
Okay.
I mean, if you're bringing players in, could he be a guy that you're casting out?
If you can find a taker for him, you would do it in a minute.
But would you just
DFA him?
Would you eat that money, Jerry? Wouldn't?
I think you're eating the money either way, but I think he would be of value to you in a left-handed platoon role or pinch hitting role. He is your Michael Conforto if you want to make a comp. I mean, that'd be ideally where he fits in because your outfield should be younger and more dangerous offensively. Moving forward, you also start to ask the question as we get nearer, to this reality and this new kind of reality with the White Sox. If winning does outweigh development, what does that mean at the trade deadline? You might need some help.
And
you might want some help.
I know I floated that before.
You don't think it's ridiculous? You don't think it's realistic?
How would I put this?
I slipped and said ridiculous almost. It might be ridiculous.
Yes, it might be. I don't know.
Freudian slip.
I don't know if they want to be in this. I don't know what the mentality is. Nobody has really expressed what it would mean to be close. Nobody has, let's say, just for the sake of argument, that they move into first place in their own division, which isn't that far to go. What are they, game and a half out still?
Yeah.
Something like that, because I think Cleveland...
They're a game and a half behind the Guardians.
Yeah.
Guardians are 3 games over 500.
Yes.
That's not an insurmountable task.
I'm saying if the White Sox ended up with a game or 2 lead in the division, would that change management's look at how they want to improve?
My sense is no.
I agree with you.
My sense is they would want to ride that momentum of the young...
I agree.
Unproven players,
and they might not want to give up any assets.
Yeah, because this year, whatever happens this season in the way of winning, I believe would be considered big picture as a bonus.
Yeah,
as a bonus year, and you would enjoy it. And then next year, this off season, maybe air quotes, you are more aggressive.
But the question, and I think it's a really interesting question, is you right now have 21 wins and you're basically at the quarter pole, maybe a little beyond it. Does that mean the goal now has to be winning 80 games? Does the goal have to be finishing 500 on the year? Is that how you advance and get better and set yourself up for an improvement next year?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. How much are you expecting to improve next year? What is your timeline? Is it accelerated based on the relative success of this season?
That's a very good question. You also have the number one overall pick in the draft, and that means you pick at the top of every round in the draft. So how good do you anticipate being able to draft? How much money are you putting into those players? And how much improvement will that eventually bring to you, be it next year or the year after?
I don't think Rock is going to start opening day next year if he is in fact the number one overall pick. And I know that's a different conversation entirely. But if Rock Chalowski's part of your organization, could he be up by the end of the 2027 season? Maybe. Perhaps.
I don't want to say it. He could be up by the end of the 2026 season.
That is silly.
Thank you.
But that would be fun.
I'm here for you.
Caleb Bonham probably is a guy that you also have to remember in terms of a fast track based on his start in the minor leagues.
Pretty young guy.
There's talent.
There's
talent, and not that
I
there's
know.
waves of talent, but they have a very good young farm system. And it's funny to hear people talk about who they talk to and scouts, and there's scouts at the rate all the time, and whether it's talking to Bruce or whoever it is, you see the same faces, and they're impressed with the White Sox. Baseball is impressed with the White Sox start right now, and Will Venable's getting a lot of credit for being able to mix and match lineups to get wins. And
I got no problem if they opt not to be in the market looking for more talent. They feel like they're on the right trajectory. That word again. And they have.
You love that word. You love that machine.
I love the
You're
machine.
somewhat obsessed with the traject machine.
Thank you. I don't even believe somewhat. If you looked at the questions I submit, I have a question about it pretty much every day. I'm completely out of control with the traject.
We should effort to get the people that either patented that, market that, or lease that.
I want to know how much it has improved people, and I want to know.
I do too.
Who are the two teams that don't have it, and are they operating at a deficit as a result?
I would like to know more about that as well. From a player's perspective, if you were able to get a player to be honest about what it does for them in terms of preparation for each series.
Well, Connor McKnight got that from Teal.
Yeah.
From Kyle Teal.
Yeah.
So maybe we should, Dustin, call Teal. Tell him to come on and talk.
Brooke Fletcher's on 844, and she may be able
She'll be talking trajectory.
She might be.
I'm all over it.
Listen, she gets some good stuff.
Oh, I know.
The fact that she got that from Derek Hill the other night about him checking his notes before his at-bat. I love that nugget.
That's a great nugget.
But that's
it makes me really like him even more.
It does. Well,
I fell in love with him when he hit that home run.
Don't get too attached.
I'm joking.
You never know how long he's going to be here.
Well, anybody does anything good is my guy.
Well, Derek Hill is a 30-year-old on his sixth major league team.
Yes.
He is a definition of journeyman. But he also is the epitome of what has happened to the White Sox.
He's a professional.
They're getting guys like Jared Kelenic last night. Discarded first-round pick of the Mariners, goes to Atlanta, catches on with the White Sox, doesn't make the team coming out of spring training, gets called up, and now he contributes. And yeah, that was a big hit last night. Guys like that are why the Sox are enjoying their little foray with 500.
But I guess what I'm saying effectively is that if your goal is to get to 80, does that mean come trade deadline? Does that, and I don't even know if that's their goal or what their goal is. And I think they should enjoy and experience everything that's going on right now. Having said that, if indeed you're not looking for help at the trade deadline, does it follow suit that you're not allowed to trade anybody at the trade deadline?
Yes, thank you.
Anybody under 30 or anybody under...
That's where the conversation needs to go. You can open it by saying, you know what, the Sox are really having a better season than expected, and maybe they should be buyers. Okay, let's consider that. Not a good idea. They're not ready for that yet. But let's say...
But you're not allowed to
You're not allowed to trade any good players.
You can't even... take a phone call on Mooney.
Don't flip anybody. Please.
I don't want to
hang up.
I don't want to go off on people Chuck style. But if someone mentions trading Davis Martin, They're going to hear language.
You will curse the sports talk radio
I
people.
will go blue on you.
That's a non-starter. That's not a conversation.
Etc. Right? There are more people kind of in that role than not.
Much more likely to have the conversation about extending Mooney's contract than trading Mooney anytime soon. He's
Again,
there.
go to the.
He's there.
Get yourself some scout seats.
Yes.
Get in the air of the
Over
future
here.
owner.
Over here, any conversations about the investor into the White Sox who promised or vowed, reportedly, that Mooney's going to be here for a very long time.
He said not on his watch.
As he
would
should
Mooney
be.
leave.
You have your infield that really has solidified itself, at least early on, as one that it could be here for a while. Mooney, Mydroth, Montgomery, and Vargas. Very solid infield.
Yeah.
Very solid.
Yeah.
So
More on the way.
more on the way. Don't flip guys. The bullpen especially. Dominguez has been really a smart addition because of what you saw last night. It's not always going to be pretty necessarily, but it is going to be effective. And they're winning these one-run games in a way that they didn't before.
When you saw Bobby Witt Jr. connect and tie that game yet again, did you think things could go poorly for the White Sox? When their best player comes up and does something that, you would hope to avoid.
Especially with another power hitter at the plate in the ninth inning in Caglione, you start to wonder. And, it's a reflex because of how often the White Sox historically in the last several years have lost those games, have blown those leads. But it just was a reminder. Maybe this year is different because they're winning those games and they are protecting those leads.